Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess and I upload a video every Friday at 6 p.m. And today's video, I'm going to chat to you about my Shrek birthday party because I'm turning 30 this year. We're also in a bit of a random location. We're in the woods, but we're not in my woods. But this is a funky little tree behind me. And also this is like the first time, well it's not the first time actually, that's a lie, I did the book event. But this is one of the first times where I'm actually out in public and there's walkers around, so you're gonna have to excuse me. I may get a bit shy. I may cut something short out of awkwardness, which is also why I'm wearing headphones, so if people can see me yapping away, maybe they'll just assume I'm on the phone. So, as I say, the premise of this video is to explain about my 30th birthday party. So I am turning 30 this year. I don't normally celebrate birthdays. It's not really something I've ever done. I've never really had a big birthday party for like most things. I think it was my 21st. I think 21st was probably the last time I did a celebration and it was just sort of a meal. But yeah, I want to do an actual party, and of course, naturally it would be a Shrek themed party, which is obviously not a normal theme, I don't think. Well, maybe it is for us millennials, but Shrek is the theme I've picked. And yeah, I'm going to do this as like a series because I'm going to plan it like a proper event, and it's also sort of a test as to see how I get on with things, because obviously in a few years time I'm going to be planning another big event, which will be my wedding, and I'm also going to be hosting it at the same place. So it is something to look back on for myself, but also it'll be interesting to see how I say things like I want this, and then when we come to the end of the series and the event actually happens, how much of it was actually realistic, and just talk about like things. And yeah, so the first thing I want to discuss is like, why Shrek? And that is a great question. So I think I've mentioned it in the previous video. Shrek is something that is quite well loved in my family, I'd say. Probably just mostly myself and my brother, but we grew up loving Shrek. It's one of our favourite films. We know the whole film pretty much like the back of our hand. I'm not so keen on the later editions. I don't mind Shrek 2, but Shrek, the first Shrek, I can watch that over and over again. Love it. I'll laugh at every joke. I find it hilarious. And I just think Shrek's so funny. And a lot of people, if they are my close friends, then they know how much I love Shrek. So naturally I thought for 30th birthday it'd be quite cool to do a Shrek party, and not only Shrek but fancy dress. So yeah, we're also thinking fancy dress. I think we're gonna start adding bloopers to the end of my videos, a bit like Orion, because clearly there's always a blooper. So also, just going to touch on where I am. I'm on my lunch break with work at the minute. I've been struggling with going back to work now, so I'm back in the office now 3 times a week, and I don't live near my office, so it is quite a long day, which is why I'm going to have to find the most random times to do these videos. Either they're on the Mondays that I'm off, or they're going to have to be on my lunch breaks. So that is what I'm doing now, and I really needed to be away from my desk. Work is so busy at the minute that I've literally just been zoned in and just haven't moved at all today. So it's a good chance for me to just get some fresh air. The weather isn't particularly great, but anyways, I'm in a bit of a random location. So there is a place nearby, and it's not really a woods, I would say, but there's some trees and they're quite funky trees. Look at them. They used to be, years and years ago when I worked here, they used to be covered in like little, it was almost like a fairy trail, but it seems that they've removed them. People can get married here as well, so we'll probably have a bit of a wander. But anyways, what was my point? I don't know. I have notes. As you can tell, I'm not very good at this. So, why fancy dress? Great question. Fancy dress is a bit of a Marmite thing, is it? Some people love it, some people hate it. I don't mind fancy dress. I actually really enjoy fancy dress, but that's not surprising when I used to cosplay when I was about 18. So naturally, that's something I wanted to do, and I've always wanted to do a particular Shrek costume, cosplay wise, so I think it would be great to have that opportunity. But that's not the only reason. I've seen a few people like on social media and things where they've done like Shrek themed parties, but probably not to the grander scale that I want to do. It might be a bit windy as well, so I apologise. Not to the grander scale that I want to do, but a lot of people do. I think mostly like students, they'll do a sort of theme and they'll dress up. Sometimes it will be like British icons and things. But yeah, I wanted to do fancy dress, and I kind of just want to get as many characters as possible. Now, I don't know how to organise a fancy dress party, but make it so that everyone dresses up differently. Because I don't want, you know, like 5 people that are Shrek or loads of donkeys and things. Obviously, the odd one is fine. But I'd like people to really think outside the box and just go for something. And I've been very clear from day one what I want to do, and that is be Lord Farquaad. And the reason for that is because I don't want a beard or anything. I'm going to do a femme Lord Farquaad. And I've seen some great inspiration for that. I've actually started a Pinterest board, and I think I can share them. So if I figure out how to do that, I'll put it in the link, and then you can see what sort of stuff I'm adding to that, and that's what I'm going to be using for inspiration. I actually use Pinterest quite a lot, so maybe I can share my account, but I use it for everything. I've got a pin board for like my wedding inspiration. I did it for like Lilia's christening, Benjamin's birthday parties, everything. I pretty much use Pinterest a lot, especially to find a lot of craft ideas and things. So it is where things are starting. But yeah, so fancy dress is what I want to do. I need to figure out, as I say, how to get people to try not to just do the basic characters. Like, I've got a friend who's invited, we've already discussed a bit, and she thought about coming as Merlin, and obviously he's in one of the later films, and that's absolutely fine. I mean, it's sort of like fairy tale characters, isn't it? But obviously there's the main Shrek characters that aren't necessarily fairy tale. So yeah, someone could come as Cinderella, someone could come as Snow White, because they are in the film, you know, Pinocchio, things like that. That's absolutely fine. And we've got to persuade Orion to get into a fancy dress costume. I need to pick him something because he doesn't really like fancy dress. So I need something for him. I've suggested possibly one of the 3 blind mice, and then he can just wear glasses, some ears, a tail, and a walking stick. But we'll see how far we can get him to go. But yeah, so I want to go Lord Farquaad, and the reason for that is because I am a midget. I'm only 5'1", so he's really small, but also he just says funny things, and I think whoever's going to be the gingerbread would be really funny, because I can reenact the whole gingerbread scene because I know all the words. I do it regularly. Whenever someone's like, do you know? I'm like, do you know? And I'm one of those weirdos. So yeah, like, that is what I want to do. I want to do Lord Farquaad, but I want to make it a really girly cosplay type costume. So again, planning it now in January is probably a good idea, because it's going to be in July. So that sort of leads me into then like the next question, which is like, why am I going to host it in the woods? And the reason for that is mostly because, 1, we have the space. 2, we want to kind of trial where we're going to have the wedding, and that is the plan, is to have the wedding after bit in the woods. So it's just a nice little trial, but also it's going to be the middle of July. Now, my birthday is notorious for having bad weather. It's like a running theme with my birthday. Like, the day I was born, it was like ridiculously hot, but like every birthday since has been awful. There's even been a time where my dad's done a barbecue and he stood with the umbrella. So it is notorious weather. So fingers crossed the weather will be nice, and if the weather's nice, it's perfect, and it's almost just like having a few friends around in the garden / woods, and that is the kind of gist of what I want. But then there's part of me that's thinking maybe we should do a step further, and we should look at like getting maybe some food catering in, and things like that. Also, the main reason is because it's the woods. It's more like a fairy tale location, isn't it? And at the minute, if you've seen Orion's vlogs, it's very muddy, so it's very much like a swamp. But it's also like the perfect place. I don't really need to do as much decoration. I can just do a few signs here and there, and pop them around the woods and things, and that is like the perfect venue for a Shrek themed birthday, isn't it? Better than hosting it in an event place or whatever. So now that I've covered the venue, what I want happening, and why it's that theme, I'm going to talk about a few things that I specifically would like to use or like to have at the birthday. So one of the things I would like is, I've already kind of thought of a nice cake idea, and there's a few of them. I will put a picture here from my Pinterest board of what I want. It's those really cute heart cakes at the minute, and I've seen some Shrek ones where they are the Shrek green, they've got the little Shrek ears, and then what I want to say on it is obviously I want a big 30 on there, like whatever that is, but also I want it to say another year ogre. Just think that's quite funny. I love a pun, so that's very me. So that's my idea. So I've got to source someone to make a cake. I also want to have like a station where there's like some snacks, maybe like little snacks and things, and they'll be like named like Shrek things. I've seen a few cute little like you know, the happily ever after potion from the second one. People have done like little shots in those, and I think that's really cute. The other thing I also kind of want, so obviously this fancy dress, I just want things to do, because I don't, part of me's like, oh, organising a party is a bit awkward, like what do you do at a party? I want things there, so like maybe I'll do like a photo booth section, so I can make some like Shrek ears and just little like Shrek quotes, maybe a gingy, you know, just cute little things to make like a photo booth section. I don't think I'll go as far as getting like a photo booth company out. I don't think I'm quite, but like maybe I'll set up, or Nathan can build you know, somewhere where you can just, I've just got a massive raindrop on my head. You know, when you go to some tourist locations and you have a place where you can literally just plonk your phone down, and it's like the right angle, so when you step back to wherever you're having the picture, it will take the picture. Maybe get Nathan to build one of those. So that's another idea. And also I'm trying to think what other things, I don't know, just some little games, because there will be some children attending, because obviously I have Benjamin and Lilia. I don't plan on getting rid of them. They can come to the birthday party. Benjamin already loves Shrek as well. He's watched it, and he likes to tell everyone that I call him Donkey, and that's because I now understand Shrek when Donkey doesn't stop yapping. That is like being around Benjamin, so I call him my little donkey. So I think he might actually dress up as maybe Donkey. I've thought about maybe Lilia and Benjamin just going as, you know, like the dragon donkey babies, dronkies. So they can go as that, but I will think about their costume maybe a bit closer to the time. But yeah, I was thinking about doing some like little activities, something, you know, woodlandy, fairy tale themed, things like that, and I think it'd be quite funny. I also want to do lots of like signs, so I'm going to do the typical Shrek swamp thing and all of that sort of malarkey, get it all ready. I need to lock in the day. I need to decide whether, so my birthday actually falls on a Sunday this year, and I don't think we should do it on a Sunday, because obviously school the next day, work for Orion, things like that. So maybe the Saturday. So I need to lock it in. I need to get a save the date out for everyone before the official invitation and things comes out. But yeah, maybe I should do like proper invitations as well, like to practice for wedding invitations, like do some like kind of fancy little Shrek invitation. That'd be quite funny, wouldn't it? Maybe even a far away sign. Like, I've just got so many ideas, and that's why Pinterest is great, because I can get visuals for these ideas. But it's going to be quite a process, because it's not just planning, but also I'm going to be doing a lot of creating, so there is that as well. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have for this episode, and in the next episode I'll sit down and we'll go through you know, things like the guest list and how I'm going to do that, maybe the invitations, and also maybe just like if we're going to have music, am I going to have a DJ? Am I going to have just Spotify on and some speakers? Maybe, I don't know if many people will do it, but I've always wanted to do like a karaoke bar. So maybe I could just get like a karaoke thing set up, because I love a bit of karaoke. But yeah, I've got so many ideas, and I thought, why not bring you along on the journey? So this is episode 1 of Jess's Shrek themed birthday party. And yeah, I will keep you posted. We'll see you in the next episode, and we'll continue planning. And if you've got any ideas, please let me know. The more the merrier, of things that we could do in the woods, or any little activities I could set up, like, you know, typical games, you know, like I know what I'm thinking with the action, but I don't know the word. It's like a target, isn't it? Bag? What are they called? Sandbags? Beanbag throwing. You know, just some little activities. That took me way longer than it should have to remember that. But yeah, just some little activities. So yeah, just let me know if you've got any ideas, and let me know if you've planned any big parties and what you did at your parties. I'm really interested because I've never, as I say, I've never done anything like this, and this will be the first time that myself and Nathan will be hosting something at the house to this scale. So it'd be really cool to test. And yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's gonna be really fun. So anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hope you all have a lovely week. And if you got this far, today we're gonna comment, what emoji today? Is there a gingerbread? I don't think there is a gingerbread. Maybe a green heart. We'll do a green heart for Shrek. So if you've come this far and you've got to the end of the video, leave a little green heart, and then I know you've watched the whole video. And if you have, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye.